Thrifting ain't easy, unless you're watching me.
The following programming is EI, educational and informative.
Welcome back. You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. And throughout this week, we're launching an assault on Precinct EI, one of the old EI standards in Saturday morning TV, educational and informational, out of town, and doing things our way. It's time now to address the trade school crowd, and if interior design is your subject of choice, hopefully you have an in-home classroom big enough to accommodate all your grand ideas. Chances are, it could be the size of Hornswoggle's bachelor pad. If you don't know who Hornswoggle is, you probably don't watch a lot of WWE like I do. Nevertheless, if that's the case, that's still no challenge that you can't tackle, especially when you let Christopher Lowell be your tutor. The Emmy Award-winning host of Interior Motives, then later named after him, is no stranger to TSR. I've done a couple of his books before. Here comes lucky number 3. Christopher Lowell's You Can Do It. Small spaces. Decorating to make every inch count. I picked it up from 2nd Avenue Thrift Superstore up in Union for $4.99. Small spaces are only small in your mind, but still provide a wonderful canvas on which to explore your universe. Your home, if done right, should inspire you. It should keep your creativity kindled and be an outlet to express your joy at the chance you've been given to claim your space and make it yours. Get ready to solve your decorating dilemmas with America's favorite home design guru. So let's have a look at the table of contents and see how all this came about in this Clarkson Potter publication. Here we have a series of rooms, actually all connected to a couple of houses found in Riverside, California, from Fleetwood Homes, who specialize in manufacturing prefabricated small homes in the area. Little living rooms, finite foyers, mini master suites, 9x10 bantam bedrooms, 2 tailored guest bathrooms and a utility room, 1 diminutive dining room, backtrack kitchens of the future, and a non-dining room, and, the focus of today's video, double-duty public spaces. Guest bedroom, den, family room, anyone, and sensational room with a viewpoint. That would be really a guest family room. Plus, an overview of the 7 layers of design, which all, again, come into play in this You Can Do It book. If you don't know the 7 layers of interior design, fearless, fabulous decorating, we'll have a link below for you to check out that review. And of course, we'll take it over to Christopher later so that you can find out what all 7 layers really are. But anyway, as to how they apply in the guest bedroom, den, family room, anyone, this is the rundown. Paint and architecture, installed flooring, high-ticket upholstery, accent fabrics, non-upholstered surfaces, accessories and plants and lighting. If anyone's ever told you to get a room if you and a loved one are staying at somebody else's place, this is the room they might have in mind, provided that they're kind of lax on the rules. Not only does this book take you through all the makeovers of all the rooms in the 2 homes that inspired a season's worth of projects on the Christopher Lowell Show on Discovery, he also gives you a few DIY projects complete with step-by-step photographic instructions and household materials you might have around. If not, there are resources at the end for you to pick up a few materials called for in the supplies list over here. For a half column and shelving, stepstone and miniature, these are the supplies that you'll need. If you're out of a few of them, or if they're not available anymore, keep in mind this is not really a timely book to be reviewing, but we're doing it because we're nostalgia-based. Well then, you might have to source them out at a home center, or supply shop, whatever. As for a sensational room with a viewpoint, this is really a guest family room with quite a sunny view. These are the 7 layers as applied to that. Once again, painted architecture, installed flooring, high-ticket upholstery, accent fabrics, non-upholstered surfaces, accessories, and plants and lighting. On the whole here, it's about adding texture, layer, depth, and color, and personal touches, especially with the DIY projects, to each and every room highlighted in here. More so, the other theme to focus on is thinking big while staying small. How can you make a small room look bigger than it is in certain areas without going overboard? From highlighting the shadows, which gives the room depth, to adding texture, which gives it added depth. You're gonna learn all those principles in here and much more. And by the way, interior design books aren't my forte. I'm just going along as I see them, creating a summary as I go of what you're learning in here. And as for those 7 layers of interior design, fearless, fabulous decorating, Chris, it's all you.
Okay, here's the overview. We start with layer number 1, which is paint and architectural embellishments. Here we've added a couple of columns. You'll see that later on in layer number 1. Now, layer number 2 is install flooring. That's right here. Now we're going to take the floor that we did last year just with paint, and we're going to add a brand new floor, which we think is going to be really terrific. Okay, so that completes the shell of the room. Now it's time to spend your buck or two. Now we've got to invest in the classic high-ticket upholstery items. That's things like this settee, which we love. Here you see it's done in a neutral background. Now neutral doesn't necessarily mean beige, even though this one is. It's solid and textural, okay? So layer number 3 is upholstered furniture. Layer number 4 then becomes the accent fabrics. This can change the entire mood of the sofa. When you're done, these get dated, bye-bye. Here you see them again. Layer number 4 is now accent fabrics. This is pillows. This is drapes at the window, that kind of a thing. So this you can have lots of fun with if you stay neutral up to this point. Our next layer is the workhorses of the room, our non-upholstered furniture. That's right here, layer number 5. That's our storage cabinets, coffee tables, things like that, things that really make a room really function. Then we get down to the fun layer, and that's our accessorizing. That has to do with mirrors and pictures and all your wonderful tchotchkes that help bring the room alive and make it look terrific. And our final layer is plants and lighting. Remember, as much light should come from the floor with your uplights as in the mid-range and the ceiling, okay? One more time, here we go, here we go. Layer number 1, paint and architectural embellishments. Layer number 2, stalled flooring. Layer number 3, high-ticket upholstery items. Layer number 4, accent fabrics. Layer number 5, workhorses. Layer number 6, accessories. Layer number 7, plants and lighting. Who knew?
If that little fast primer didn't get you, we're gonna have a link below for you to check out that episode of the Christopher Lowell Show. Anyway, Christopher's chatty, enthusiastic, and guiding tone really brings this book all together, as does all the full color photography in here and step-by-step DIY projects that most anyone can master. With a few hand tools, that is. So all in all, I award this 4.5 out of 5 claps, keeping in mind that some of the materials called for in some of the projects may not exist anymore, but the extra half a clap goes for Christopher acknowledging his viewers. Your ideas, questions, and suggestions are truly his inspiration. So there you go. Another Christopher Lowell lowdown worth making some small space for in your house. And if you don't think you can do it, well, it's all in the credo. You can. That's Christopher Lowell's You Can Do It Small Spaces. Here's what's on deck for Thursday. I know it's kind of ridiculous to be cheating on Big Ben, but what are you gonna say? Are you accused of cheating on your favorite 1990s TV scientist and need a lie detector test to prove your innocence? If so, call the Maury Show and shut your freaking funnel. I don't want to hear it. Thanks for tuning in. Just so you know, there's no limit to bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Please go ahead and check out another awesome review like this one by clicking here, and make sure you subscribe by clicking here. Until next time, I'll catch you, as I always do, on the flip side.